Hi everybody, this is a recording of Peace Like a River as arranged by Robert W. Smith. This is the trumpet part. Let's talk about a couple things before I play through the whole piece. This tempo is pretty slow. It says gently, quarter note equals 80. That means 80 beats per minute on your metronome. This piece is a beautiful piece. It may look a little bit boring for your part because you're not used to reading whole notes, but while you're playing whole notes and laying down the bass line, the rest of the band is playing a lot more intricate parts. What makes this piece really interesting are all of the dynamics, so really exaggerate those crescendos and those decrescendos. If you skip ahead to measure 25, please, I just realized something, there are only measure numbers every once in a while. If I were you, I would pause the video, take my pencil, and write in all of the measure numbers. That way, if your conductor says, let's start at measure 29, you don't have to go 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You know exactly where it is because you have it written down. The two notes before measure 25, where it says soli, this is a very important part for the trumpet section. So make sure to, even though there's a decrescendo, just remember you are one of the more important parts. Also in that same measure 25, there's a dotted quarter note followed by an eighth note. A dotted quarter note is 1.5 beats, and then the eighth note after it, a single eighth note looks like it when it has a flag. I'm sure you're used to eighth notes when they're connected and they look like they're two, as I described to first graders, that they're best friends holding hands. They're connected by a line. The eighth note, when it's by itself, has a little flag on it. The same thing happens down in measure, look, now I got to count, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. It happens a bunch of times. So just listen to how I play that so you can kind of know how it goes. 38. The tempo can change. Watch your conductor because he or she will be playing with the tempo, with the speed. And then in measure 39 is a ritardando. That means that we are slowing down. Again, try to memorize this ending so that you can watch your conductor and you'll get every cue that he or she gives you. Watch out for your ties. For example, a few measures before 38, like 3 lines from the bottom, there's a G, a whole note tied to a half note. 4 plus 2 equals 6. That G is going to be 6 beats. Look ahead to the ending, the last 3 measures, that F. That is 8 beats long because it has a whole note tied to another whole note. However, the second whole note has a fermata over it. Fermata means that you are watching the conductor because he or she is allowed to hold it as long as he or she wants. Then you have to watch for the cutoff. And then that last measure has a rest over it for you. The bells have a note there. So although the rest of the band has stopped, that last measure does last longer because the bells are playing. It will be a little bit easier, I think, for you to follow along if I have the recording going on in the background. So I'm going to put a recording on of the whole band playing. That way you know what's going on while you're playing your part. So you don't just know the trumpet part, you know what else is happening in the piece. All right, so it does start kind of right away. Let's just put our metronome on a quarter note equals 80 so we can get the beat in our feet. All right, and we'll start the recording. Sorry, I keep stepping up. You get a good shot of my jeans there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Because this piece is so slow, sometimes the hardest part is to count the rests. So really, if I were you, I would be whispering, or at least doing what I'm doing, so that everyone in your section knows exactly where we are. Here comes measure 13. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. This part coming up, start really soft. Well, not really soft, mezzo piano. On that last note, if you run out of air, usually we tell you that you can stagger breathe. Once you get soft enough though, if you stagger breathe and you take a baby breath and you come in again, you'll come in too loud, you'll stick out like a sore thumb. Just let the sound die away. Don't come back in. Just hold up your instrument as if you were still playing it. No one's gonna know the difference. Thank you for watching. Good luck.